Hello and welcome to Alanisys. What would you think if I told you you were actually blind? You would most likely think that I was talking nonsense. You'd be thinking, if I was blind, how could I see this video? The truth is, what you see is only a fraction of what is actually there. The visible light spectrum is only a very small part of the actual light spectrum itself. Beyond the violets and beyond the red, there are more lights that we cannot see. It's invisible to our eyes. The scale of this diagram is very inaccurate. The true scale of the light we cannot see is mind-blowing. The electromagnetic spectrum is literally bigger than mountains. However, the frequencies of light we can actually see are smaller than a grain of sand. In fact, every visible light wavelength is microscopic. The reason that humans can't see very much light is because the cells that detect the light in our retinas are very small, and they need to be able to touch both sides of the light wave to detect its presence. What if you could see all the different bands of light? What would you see? Would the bands of light appear as new colours that you've never seen before, or would your brain recycle the colours you already have? If you could see all the different parts of light, X-rays, radio waves, infrared, ultraviolet, gamma rays, microwave, if you could see all those bands of light, what would the world look like to you? Would you ever think the same way again? One thing is for certain, and that is the different bands of light have different properties. Radio waves are much wider than visible light rays. Radio waves can pass through objects that would appear opaque in visible light, so perhaps a brick wall would appear more like glass in radio waves. All the metal pipes and the metal parts hidden in the wall would become visible if you could see in radio waves, perhaps. What about infrared? What would you see if you could see infrared with your own eyes? Perhaps in infrared your own body would appear as a lamp and you'd be able to read a newspaper with the light from your body. The infrared light given off by your brain would pass through your retina and create the illusion of your brain floating in front of your eyes. The infrared part of the spectrum is much bigger than the visual parts of the spectrum, so it's likely there'd be more colours visible if you could see infrared light. Your retina is able to see ultraviolet light, however, the ultraviolet light is not able to pass through your lens. It's very similar to light that's visible, but it's more volatile and scatters more easily, and people's eyes in ultraviolet look like really dark, like demons' eyes, and everywhere would look foggy in ultraviolet. Many invertebrates and birds are actually able to see ultraviolet light as an additional colour. They actually have cells in their retina for detecting ultraviolet light as a separate colour, and it's possible that mixtures of the colour with the existing colours, red, green and blue, can add even more colours still. So it's possible maybe 6 or 7 more colours are visible to these creatures from what we can't see. Beyond the red and beyond the violet, there is light we cannot see. Light with different properties to the light we see. Colours we cannot imagine. Perspectives we cannot fathom. In a way, it's good that we see less. It's a chaotic world out there. Some things you just don't need to see.